please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Motion to approve the agenda.
Motion made and second to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Today I'd like to welcome everyone. Is this on? Can you hear back here? I'd like to welcome everybody to the chamber at our council meeting today. And I see Bev's here from the Sentinel, and particularly people that are watching over the television, wherever you may be. First thing on the agenda is the general discussion. And the way we handle our general discussion is we ask you to step up to the podium, state your name and address, and the council is always willing to listen to any of the compliments, the concerns, or complaints that you may have. However, they cannot make any decisions on it, but they're always welcome to listen. So at this time, Pam, I believe, Jimmy, is it? Yes. I believe you're on the first one on discussion.
Good morning, Pam Jennery, 1501 Schaefer Avenue Southeast, right here in Lamars. And I'd just like to take a couple minutes this morning to thank Jason Basura. And if you may have noticed, he approved that we put some pink and blue ribbons on some trees downtown. And the reason for that is the Iowa Citizens Foundation Walk for the Future is coming up in a couple of weeks, August 24th. It's held at the Shelter House and the walking path around the golf course. And it is our major fundraiser for the Iowa Citizens Foundation for the statewide to help support families that have lost a child to SIDS. It is also to support educational literature that we give out for safe sleep practices, and also to support research into the causes of SIDS. So today I just wanted to say thank you for allowing us to put those ribbons on downtown and to invite everyone that's listening to our walk. Again, it's August 24th. It starts at 8:30. We have registration. We have a lot of fun. We have silent auction items, which are awesome. We have raffles, we also have door prizes. And this year we're also having a free lunch. The Plymouth County pork producers are going to be grilling pork loin sandwiches. And so we'll have a fun time for all while we're raising money for the Iowa Citizens Foundation. Thank you. Any questions?
Pam, when is that date again?
August 24th.
24th?
It's a Saturday morning out at the Shelter House where registration will begin.
Pam, how many years have you done it?
I've been involved with the Iowa Citizens Foundation for 7 years. I've been the walk coordinator for 6. Okay. So this is our 4th year in Lamars, though. We moved from Sioux City to Lamars because we have wonderful, wonderful support from Lamar's community and the Siouxland area. So we're very appreciative of that.
Very good.
We want to thank you for taking that on, Pam, and doing what you're doing is a great asset to going to a good place.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other questions out there in regard to the general discussion? If not, I'll go to John.
Nothing.
Clark?
Nothing.
Rex?
We're good today.
I'll pass.
No, that's okay.
I have nothing today.
Oh, I'm sorry. He sits over here so quiet, no one really knows he calls me. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
That was intentional.
I did too.
So did everybody else. Okay, going on to the consent items. All items listed on the consent agenda will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion on those items unless a request is made prior to the time the council votes on the motion. We have about 7 of them today. The first one is the approval of the July 16, 2019 regular meeting minutes, the list of bills for period ending 7/31/19, the new 5-day liquor license outdoor area, service area, the Bockers, the bar, renewal of the liquor license, beer, wine, and permit, the bar, Sweet 16, Jim's Burgers, and I want to notate on the agenda there was an error. We had the Casey's and the Lamar's truck stop down, but we approved those at the last meeting. So that was an error on our part. Number 4 is a request to close the street on YMCA. And number 5 is the appointments, and these appointments consist of the board of directors for the Lamar's Library, and they have put their applications in. They have been chosen and worked with by Shirley, the manager over there, and we have been notified by ourselves, so they are well aware of it. They have a certified list for qualified service examees, and number 7 is a Key Avenue Recreational Trail change order. Is there anyone that wants to pull any of these before we vote on them?
Motion to approve consent items 1 through 7, and with the changes noted by the mayor.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second to approve items 1 through 7 with the changes that we made, requested. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So now that we've approved of this for the police officer, how soon are we gonna have a police officer?
Justin, can you bring us up to date on that? I know we've talked about it.
Yeah, we have interviews coming up Monday the 12th, so hopefully a week after that, we should have somebody, at least an offer made in the next couple of days after the 12th.
Okay, thank you, Bill.
And this was the civil service group met to certify this.
Right, you gotta certify them before they could
Yeah.
actually interview and or make an offer.
And we needed names, right, Jason?
Yeah, we need the names approved, so yeah.
Yeah.
And then any interviews yet, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason, or Justin. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the action items, and the first order is the fireworks ordinance. Roughly 2 years ago, the state of Iowa put into place regulations governing the sale and discharge of fireworks. Although local municipalities have little flexibility in regulating fireworks sales, except for building and zoning codes, they do have the authority to regulate the discharge of fireworks within its corporate limits. Since the inception of the State Department regulations, the city of Lamar's has followed those regulations unchanged. Earlier this year, the council decided to evaluate the fireworks usage after the 4th of July holiday. The public committee met on July 10th, 2019 to discuss the code, or to discuss and to hear comments from the police chief and the fire chief. The consensus of the committee was that changes needed to be made due to the number of complaints and safety issues. Attached is a copy of the ordinance adding Chapter 48, Fireworks, to the Lamar's Code of Ordinances. A brief overview restricts usage as follows. A, July 3rd through July 5th from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. each day. And B, December 31st through January 2nd from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. each day, except on December 31st, the time will be extended to 12:30 a.m. the following day. The administration and the Public Safety Committee recommended beginning the process by setting a date for a public hearing. And that's what we're after today is the public hearing to set this date.
I have no problem with all the stated changes recommended here, but I do want some verbiage added. Something that gives the police this liberty to, at their discretion, if someone is deliberately lighting fireworks to disturb other events. I had several complaints about the Foster Park Band concert last year and how disrespectful several individuals were, shooting fireworks off just deliberately to disturb that event, plus during the 4th of July parade. So I would like law enforcement to have the authority to issue a citation if individuals that they deem to be doing it deliberately don't cease. And I know, I've already heard that it'd be tough to enforce. I don't care. It will at least stop that event at that time. It will at least stop what's going on at that time, even if you don't get the citation or the ticket prosecuted. I think it's very disrespectful. So I would like some verbiage added into this ordinance that would accommodate that.
comments?
I have a question for Mike in the committee meeting. I don't know if she has an answer yet or not. My thoughts about the ordinance is to have the ability of the police to be able to ticket the property owner when a crowd of people are on his property shooting fireworks. Because it's nearly impossible to be there and know who actually did it.
It's gonna come down to an investigation process by the Lamar's Police Department. You can't just ticket a property owner because, for example, someone could trespass on the property and light off fireworks. That gets pretty difficult. So the way it's written now, it says fireworks shall only be discharged on a person's real property or on the property that they have consented to the fireworks being discharged. I think you gotta leave that discretion to the police department to do their investigation, to give out the tickets that they deem appropriate. As it pertains to Clark's comments, I think if you look at section 48.03 sub 4, we could probably look to add some language to that. That it won't fully address your concern, but it will give the police the ability to go to the property and stop the activity that you're trying to stop.
Right.
And I think that's what you're after.
That's what I meant.
So,
Because last year it was pretty disrespectful.
so I can meet with Jason and the police department. We can probably add some language to subsection 4 that should address your concern.
Excellent. But we could still bring it to public hearing.
No reason why we shouldn't.
No,
Right,
it's-
you can.
I mean, even if you bring a public hearing, you're still gonna have 3 readings, right?
Yeah, but we can,
It's
we
an
can,
ordinance, so
we
it's-
can
I mean,
get it.
we'll have a change.
Yeah, it'll be somewhat changed from this, but there, yeah, we can bring it to hearing.
It's close enough that if it's
Right.
amended, I don't think it's amending the whole purpose. But I think we're gonna find things even along the next month and a half when we're going through these meetings that we might wanna tweak just a little bit as the public sees it, hears it, and all that kind of stuff, so.
Your goal should be to have something done before December 31st.
Correct. Make a motion to establish August 20, 2019 at 12 p.m. for a public hearing to amend the Lamar's Code of Ordinances by adding chapter 48 fireworks.
Is there a second?
Second. So moved.
Motion made and second to establish August 20th, 2019, at 12 p.m. for a public hearing to amend the Lamar's Code of Ordinances by adding chapter 48 fireworks. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That means the agenda's gonna have at the top of our agenda for the next couple of meetings, fireworks.
That's right.
Isn't that a proper way to have an agenda start off?
No, we wanna, yeah, even though it don't have anything to do with the council meeting, but we wanna get,
Right after your name, it's gonna say fireworks ordinance.
I wanna get attention and get it resolved. Okay, the next item on the agenda is a Main Street Challenge Grant.
Mary Reynolds, Lamar's Chamber of Commerce. It's that time of the year again when we have the opportunity to apply for a challenge grant for one of the businesses that are located in downtown in the Main Street District. This year we had 6 businesses or building owners that wanted to do something of a larger nature. And we had a small committee of 5 people interview those 6 groups. And Chris Ward, who owns the Hotop building, was chosen as the project that they would like to have us pursue. So Dr. Steve Collins, Rich Sitlow, and myself are in the process of writing that grant. One of the things that is helpful for us is having city support when they judge or score these grants. So I come before you today to ask if you would meet. This project should run somewhere between maybe $150,000, $175,000 to $200,000. It wasn't the largest project we had, but it will be making a one apartment on the 2nd floor, a very high-end one like Clausen's. It will have a deck in the back with green aspects, and he will be doing work to the interior of Hotop's, which is going to get new lighting, a new ceiling, possibly new bathroom, new office, and nothing has ever really been done on that 1st floor. As you can see on the letter that I wrote, we have had your support on 5 projects. The American Legion was about a $30,000 total project. The Beauty College was around $220,000. Clausen's was about $250,000. Brown's Bed and Breakfast also was around $250,000. And One Office Solution, they're making 4 units. That's our current project now under construction. That's a $439,000 project. So I come before you today. The largest amount we can apply for is $75,000, but that is a matching one from the state. So therefore, I ask if the city would consider, once again, giving $37,500 of that match, so that Chris Ward would have $37,500, and that would make the $150,000 grant. And he could have somewhere between $25,000 to $50,000 more of his own expenditure.
Mary, starting with the American Legion project, have we missed out on any year?
We missed 1 year.
Okay.
Used to be we had to beg people to apply for this, I mean, I don't know how much I had to talk to Todd and look how beautiful that building looks now. Now we have people constantly wanting to be a part of it, and Jason and Councilman Steve Wick were part of that group, and they were all good projects. I mean, it was very hard, so I wish we could get this 6 times over, but there are only 2 opportunities that we can get from the state of Iowa being a Main Street community: the Challenge Grant and the Open for Business. And unfortunately, our entry for Open for Business did not qualify to go on.
Is there a time period on it?
2 years. Usually what happens is we find out about the end of October, first part of November, we go down and Deb Durham presents the awards in Des Moines. And then usually by December 1st, all the contracts are signed. So again, the gift you have always allowed us to have is contingent if we get the loan, get the grant.
I'll rephrase my question. Is there a time limit for you to apply the grant?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was the grant. September 28th, everything has to be in.
What is the date again?
September 28th.
You wouldn't have a problem if we delayed this till next council meeting to get public input?
Sure.
And is it possible for us to see your grant application? Are you gonna have that done by then, or?
In 2 weeks? No way.
Okay.
It's thick by the time we get done. I can show you last year's grant. I can show you where we're at. We're writing the text right now.
That might be a good idea, just for us to have a little bit more knowledge about what I'm not opposed to the project. I think these projects have been wonderful. But I think, since we got a little bit of time, maybe, I'm kind of with Ken, let's push it back 2 weeks to approve it, but if we could get some.
Would you like to see the apartment? We could arrange for you to see it.
Or I just want to see really, maybe the one we did last year, which was on, what was that? Was it
One Office Solution,
yeah,
sure.
Maybe just see that grant application so I can see what's really going into it, to give us more information. Because frankly, I just got this, I guess, in my council package on Friday. I just got it Monday morning, opened it up, and I'm going, oh, okay. Well, I didn't know about it ahead of time, so I'm a little slower as I get older. I just want a little bit more information.
I did supply it in the ample time that's required for bringing handouts to the city council, or to the city for the packet.
Mary, when's the grant due?
September 28th.
My question isn't in opposition to it, because I think what we're doing is the right thing to do. But as you see, we just set a public hearing for fireworks. Has come through 3 times. We're just asking to delay and get some input, a little more information, and then handle it at the next council meeting.
Because all I got in my package was 2 pages.
Right.
This is what I usually do.
Lost funds, right?
Depends on how much Bev's spending.
Bev, where are we at on lost funds?
Dedicated to the police.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of people are transferring up there.
Then if it's dedicated to the police,
Jason recommended that not as much.
Edie,
Yeah.
and what's this list?
That's the next one.
That's a different one.
That's the next one we're gonna do.
Gotcha.
Mayor, when you said we missed 1 year, is it because we didn't have an applicant?
We didn't have an applicant.
Thank you.
And Jason, do we have budgeted dollars in economic development to handle
Yeah,
all of this?
we've been doing
I
this.
didn't say all of this, I mean, our economic development projects, including this one.
I can't remember what we put in at 3,000.
I think it's,
Yeah,
I think it's something to do the same, and we've done it last couple of years.
Well, let me go back on the lost funds. Are we finished with our obligation to the hospital? This is our last year. I knew it was close.
So what is all the information you want?
I just wanted to see maybe a little bit more information from the grant, either what the grant is and how we're gonna put together, or like last year's grant. So I can
I'd be
see-
happy to send you how much we have done now and a copy of the one we wrote last year. We wrote the #1 grant in the state of Iowa 2 years ago for the challenge grant.
I just think that we should have that information, I guess.
I'd make a motion to table the issue till the next council meeting.
I'll second it.
Motion been made and second to table this till the next council meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
And then you'll get that information to them?
Yeah, as soon as I get back from lunch.
Thank
So
you.
then you can just stay right there.
Yeah.
I am.
The next item-
I hope the next issue is more successful than this past
Well,
one.
I don't think Kenny, and I know I'm not negative to the program. What I'm getting negative to is sometimes we get this information, sometimes I actually hear it on the radio before I even read it in my council package. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I would just like it a little sooner so that I could, maybe ask a few people or the public knows what's going on before we vote on things. That's all I'm doing.
I didn't know you wanted it earlier, I just followed the rules that they have.
And in the past, we maybe didn't, but I think.
Yeah, in the
that-
past it was pretty easy and I appreciated that support, but we'll supply you with
It's
anything
just-
that you want.
I will say this, that the ones that we have done on these have been very successful.
Right, absolutely.
No question
No
about
question
that.
about it, on this, on that particular programs. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next one, which is the
Façade grant.
The Main, let me hold on here. Main Street Facade Program. In 2003, the city has funded the Main Street